lovely people. This is PJ, and I am on the Channel to Consciousness. This is Sunday night in Australia, and going to do our next update and live and information, and continuing on with our little training sessions on those universal stepping stones, those universal pillars. And we're going to be speaking a lot about purpose tonight, and the purpose of all this situation, and the purpose of life, and the purpose of your workplace and your meaning, and so on. Where are we up to? Part 8 of 12 tonight. So one of the things with questions, now we keep saying all the time, please ask questions. What happens is that when literally I go up into that higher energy, and I can connect into that George and listening, and those who've seen me speaking live will actually get this, and it's really exciting in the live audience, because what happens is we ask people to write down their questions on a bit of paper, but hold them. And then what will happen is we will go through, and bit by bit, all of those questions will be answered during the course of the event, the training event, or the workshop event, or just the channel information event, whatever the event happens to be. And so then people can look at their bits of paper and go, they didn't even put it in a bowl, they didn't even do anything with it, but the information gets answered. What happens is, just like when you do your coding, you literally lifting up without even realizing it into that one consciousness. That one consciousness is also lifting down and grabbing questions out of your head. And even if you haven't actually physically asked them or written them down, what is happening is that consciousness is lifted up, and your questions are being plucked out and answered before you even ask them. So if you've been listening to these and you have seen that you've had a question in your head, and all of a sudden the information comes through and answers it, that is the process, and that is what's going on. But as far as people understanding that, it is actually really good to write your questions, because then people can see that there is a question and then there is a response. We know that there has been a question in somebody's head, and then the response is given. If you see the information is speaking on a certain track, and then it goes on to something else instantly without even a breath, it's answering the questions that are already in your heads. So either place the question, or it would be really good to let us know, wow, that was just in my head and now you've just answered it, because then it lets everyone know where that particular question has come from. It's literally come from your own consciousness, and the information is delivered from that point forward. So that's a little bit more of a rundown on the process and what we do, and how this is just always, quite a fascinating process. All right, so lovely to see you on. Please share, and those who've been inviting people into the Channel to Consciousness group, thank you for that. We are welcoming like-minded, wonderful, high vibrational humans who are there out, who are choosing to help the world move into creating positive change. And I know, just seeing the names coming up, there are a number of people in here in this group who are doing just that. So there's lots of people connecting in, and doing really wonderful good things in the world. But there is a whole sense at the moment about what is the purpose and what is the reason for this. So this is what we're going to get into in our part 8 today of this 12-part little connection that we've been getting together. So we have gone through, in part 1, we looked at the fix-it list. What is there in the world that needs fixing and in your life? Then we've moved into pillar 1, which is the pillar of peace. If you're not in peace, you're in stress. And that starts the whole ricochet of the shadow side, of the falling down side. Pillar 2 is the pillar of love. If you're not in that, you're in fear. That continues following stress to literally lower your vibration. Then we went into pillar 3, the pillar of connection. You're all being asked to disconnect at the moment. disconnect and keep yourselves inside and indoors, so you can connect into your purest sense of connection. That's this highest vibrational sense of connection, rather than being in that disconnect. Pillar 4 then is the pillar of balance. Make sure you have really good balance. You're going to be thrown in your balance because you probably have been either in a work balance, you're never home, or you're not connecting properly into your balance. What's happening now is it's overbalancing, and you're all at home, and you either have lost jobs, can't work as much, or you're working from home. So now the balance pendulum is switching the other way. Make sure you're aware of this and really do your corrections, because pillar 4 is about the resilience of balance and getting that strength, resilience going. If you're in the shadow or contrast side, you're in the imbalance. Everything's out of whack. Everything's completely falling over to too much one side or the other, that we explained back when we did that pillar. Then we went into our Fix It list part 2, which we call our preps, really having that list out again. And those who are clients have done the program, by the time you get to prep 2, it's super exciting, because your lists have just completely shrunk, and then you pivot of about what is it you'd like to fix next. Where's your Fix It list going next? And so that halfway mark is a time to reassess, review, repair, and reset. You pivot back into the second half of the staircase, spiraling up in the pillar code. And then we moved into that yesterday, which was the next stepping stone after you've pivoted, and that is into pillar 5, which is the pillar of purity. And the contrast side of this is being in the impure state, the confusion state. And all of these pillars are linked into a particular body function, body system. When you are having a look at everything that is going on, you can see that there is the pillar side, which is the mind side, the body affecting, and then the soul actioning side. We are urging you to stay on that pillar side, or if you like, the consciousness side, the stepping stone side, the higher love vibration side, the truth side, the love connecting into your peace side, rather than being thrown into all the fear. This is the time for you to actually get a grip of what's going on, recalibrate what's going on, and understand that the universe is going through this recalibration, this reconnection, because we're moving into this new phase. It is a new dimension. It is a new consciousness awareness, and it is about rounding up the darkness and saying no more, because the consciousness is now winning the revolution of awakening. And that was always going to be a challenging pivot, a challenging time, a challenging rebalance and reconnection, because the world is going to a recalibration. Now, because you are individuals within this global community, you are individuals, it's like you are like an individual cell in the body, you are like an individual cell on Mother Earth. So just as in the body, you want every single cell to be healthy and vibrant and it's of its highest, purest state. We are after every single human cell, i.e. person, to be in its vibrant, highest, purest state. Because every cell matters within your body, every person matters on the planet as we go through this level of consciousness. So what we're going into now is the why pillar. This pillar is the pillar 6, and this is the experience of life. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. If you are new to this 12-part series, welcome. And we suggest, which we see that you're all doing, go back from the beginning of part 1 and work your way through as well. They are individual sessions, and they're standalone sessions, but they're going to make a whole lot more sense as we start getting towards the end of the pillars, because there are 9 pillars as we go through this. It will start to really pull together information about your life. It will really start to pull together information about what's going on at the moment. So by listening to it, and if you've got time on your hands, listen to it, make the comments, do all the little exercises and coding that we do in there, and you'll start to get a little library of information about yourself. Because pillar 6 is about the experience. And the experience then leads you towards a purpose. This is the pillar of experience. If you're not experiencing, positively experiencing in the purest sense, in balance, connecting into that love of peace, if you are not experiencing this, you are in the shadow side of the pillar, and the contrast of that is block. So you're feeling blocked, you're being blocked. Your life or your relationship or your finances or your energy may be blocked in the shadow side of it. So we either have the pillar side, which is the pillar of consciousness. It's a stepping stone. This is a spiral stepping stone. And this is what the pillar practitioners are taught and attuned and licensed to do, to take their clients through this universal stepping stone and completely transform lives. You are in now the pillar 6 of experience. So you can either look at experiences like you're the victim, or you can look at experiences like the universal stepping stones guiding you to your life journey and life purpose. And this is the pillar around this. So what is happening on planet Earth? What is the purpose? What is the why? What is going on? Whenever you have a look at an action or a system or a process or a new policy or a new law or a new ruling or a new situation in your life, a new relationship, a new financial situation, always look ahead of it and going as if that information's been put into your universal GPS and it's now taking you down a different path. Where is that end destination? If you are sitting in the car and you are looking at the GPS, and all of a sudden the GPS has now got a different destination, it's taking you to Wollongong, not Sydney. What's the reason why? What's happening? Is it because that there are roadworks, there's blocks on the way to Sydney? Is it the highway shut down? There's been an accident. There's a fire around there, you can't get there. So your GPS, if we're coming from where I live, taking you off route to actually go into your destination in a different way. The GPS will only do that if there's a block in your main direction, a block in the main road to where you are going. So look at what's happening around the world at the moment. Look at what's happening with the virus, with the reaction to the virus, with the shutting down, with the misinformation. One of our states in Australia, they're saying that you cannot go to the beach. We have got voluminous beaches where you can absolutely social distance if you're sensible about it. It's just thousands of kilometers of stunning, pristine, beautiful beaches, and they're saying that you can't go to the beach, but they said you had to go to the local government elections. There's why? That's just insanity. You had to stand in line, be inside closed rooms, closed doors, pick up papers that have been touched by others, use the same pencils that have been used by others, put them in the same electoral bins that have been used by others, and then go about your day, but you can't go to the beach. What's that experience about? What is happening? What is going on here? There's a lot of confusion happening. And so all of this confusion is showing you that you're being like you're in a washing machine being thrown around going, I don't know what's going on. So if you don't feel that your leaders know what's going on, this is the most important part for you to anchor and for you to ground to find out what is happening. Because when we look at this pillar 6, it is the pillar of experience. What are your experiences leading you to? What are your experiences telling you? What stresses have been so focused in the last few weeks that you have no choice but to look at them now? What is it that is sitting there where you're going, I am so grateful that I am in this particular home to be isolated in, or I was wanting to move 6 months ago and get a bigger place or get a different location. I didn't do it. It will highlight what's happening in your workplace. What is going on that 6 months ago you're going, oh, if I could have changed that, or if I would change that, but you couldn't be bothered, and now it's going to highlight. Anything that you have done in the positive right now is going to be expanded and exaggerated in the positive of purpose, of oh my goodness, I did that before now. Isn't that amazing? And it'll expand in the absolute gratitude that you've done it. Anything that you were choosing to do, you had an instinct to do, you were really just wishing to do, but you just see the thing, I'm not trusting my instinct, or you couldn't be bothered, or you didn't have the support, or you didn't get around to do, all of those things will also be exaggerated in the negative. Look at workhouses at the moment. Look at small business that have been on a shoestring and have been really just struggling anyway, and now they're sitting into this situation and they're absolutely struggling to actually make ends meet. Well, there'll be an awful lot of information, an awful lot of things going, I had an instinct to do this and I didn't do it. Or businesses like the Pillar Practice that was face to face, and we were urged and advised by George Universal Channel, make everything online. And we had to do that and prepare for that over 2 to 3 years ago, and it all became online and in place over a year ago. So if we hadn't have listened to that, we wouldn't have been able to access and help people, because we'd still be face to face. So why we're telling you this is because what is happening in your world, what is happening in your business world, in your work world, in your family world, in the global world, what is happening that you are so grateful for that has been done, and what is happening that you're so kicking yourself that you blocked and you didn't listen to the messages, but now it has to be done. The hand is forced. So there are stepping stones. These little stepping stones are like little pebble pathways saying, just step here and we will support you. Just do this and we will support you. Now connect into here and we will support you. Choose the what, allow the how to happen. And this Pillar 6 is all around that. Life is here to experience. Life is here to be magnificent. Life is here so you can have all versions of the experience that you have chosen to come in to remind you to wake the hell up. And when we say this, we have been saying this for a long time now. Listen to the words we're actually saying. We used to say, it is here to lift your consciousness for you to wake up. And now what we are also saying is that there are people out there putting themselves on the line, putting their lives on the line, putting their reputations on the line, saying that we are helping wake the hell up so we can all move into that light and love and consciousness. Because there is the one energy, and when you are sitting in the higher vibration of that love and that freedom and that understanding of that consciousness, then all of your experiences will have meaning. They will all have meaning. You can tell us anything and we will tell you there is a conscious awakening meaning behind it. You ask and ask and ask. You pray, or you manifest, or you set goals, or you set intentions, you ask for help, and all of these experiences are being put in front of your nose for you to follow, to lead you to the answer. But most of the time you're so blinkered, you're still screaming, but nobody is helping me. Open your eyes, it's there. Open your eyes, the stepping stones have always been there. Open your eyes, the path has always been there. And I know from people who are watching this that they have listened to this in the past, and it has led them to the most stunning, fantastic lives. But it is scary to sit there and really understand that you've got to follow these experiences. This leads you into your purpose. What we are experiencing in the world is going to lead the world into a renewed purpose. The experiences are now can be seen by many as negative, and why, and poor me, and what is this for, and it's only sinister and it's only evil. But those who are awakening can understand there is so much good coming from all of this. There is so much good to be had from all of this, that every experience is the understanding that it will propel you forward into your consciousness, away from the darkness. And the more that wake, the healthier the system is. When you wake up the cells within your body, when you wake up and you put light and vibration and love into every single cell in your body, You are moving the darkness on. You are shifting it away through the absolute experience of light. But if you let the darkness take hold, your cellular form will drop into a lower vibration, and it will multiply in a negative fear and angry resolution. And this is not a healthy system. This is not a healthy body. So when you are filled with fear and anger, it is like polluting your cells with dysfunctional cells. And when dysfunctional cells multiply, it will be the end of the host body. So put cellular love and light into your body. Understand the experiences are supporting you and loving you. Understand that everything has a meaning and experience. Understand that you too can lift into the vibration of light, and you can be the beacon to show people that this is the beginning of light consciousness. This is the beginning of a new realm. This is the revolution of waking up. This is the revolution to bring people up into their purpose. Because you have all been put here. You've chosen to be here, and you're experiencing a human experience as spiritual forms to have a journey of purpose. And the purpose is to wake up. This is one of the most incredibly important and significant times for you to be in this waking up phase. You all signed yourselves to be here for it. You are a part of it. You understand there is a knowing within you that you can have something so magnificent following from this. So let's have a look at what this pillar represents. It is the pillar of experience. It is the pillar that experiences lead the stepping stones to your purpose. The purpose, your ultimate purpose, is to wake up. Your ultimate purpose is to have the higher version of your consciousness. And then from that, there are things that you can align to. And that goes back into where is your analytical and where is your intuitive? Where are your good skill sets and where is your joy? And when you can align those two and bridge those two, that's when you have true consciousness, and that's when you'll have your true journey and your purpose. So this is purpose. If you don't have purpose, everything is meaningless. Everything. If you were to say this whole situation is meaningless, you have fallen off the pillar of experience. You have fallen into the shadow, into the contrast. We understand why. We understand what this connection means to you, and we understand the fear that can come from this, but understand the volume of experience that you can receive from this particular experience. Every pillar, we keep telling you, has the three forms. It's the mind, the body, and the soul. This is the pillar of experience. This soul actioning of this is purpose. But to lead you across the bridge to purpose, the middle is the body. Every pillar has a body piece of information coding, and it's very, very extensive, but we tap on what the body represents in each pillar. This is the body of the hormonal system. It's the hormonal cascade. It's the hormonal system that runs so many systems within your body. So listen to what your body is doing. If you are feeling hormonally, if you are feeling low, if you are feeling depleted, if you are feeling the sadness, then it's showing you that you're not looking at the pillar side of this pillar. You have literally fallen into the shadow, into the contrast side. You are not understanding that this experience has a very specific, individual, fantastic meaning and explanation for you personally and for the global community. So it's all about the hormonal system. This could come out in skin issues, in menstrual issues for women, very much emotional issues, and so on. So it's the whole hormonal side. It can be your weight and fluid, anything to do with that is created within the hormonal cascade. So when you have a look at this, see where you are. Are you on the pillar side of understanding the experience? You can keep your hormones at a higher vibrational, therefore you have that more of that joy energy. You're feeling more of that passion energy. When you can lift your hormones, that is the absolute joy and creation and passion of life. And then that is purpose. You will understand that there is a purpose to everything and that there is a purpose to you. Don't overcomplicate it. Understand your purpose is to awaken and experience the love of life and experience the higher consciousness of being. And this will actually lift you. It'll lift your business, it'll lift your employment, it'll lift your finances, your family relationships, your personal relationships, your health, and so on and so on and so on. And it will keep taking you through that pillar code, spiraling, lifting you up. All right, so purpose. This is about purpose. Everything has a purpose and everything has a meaning. Get on with the revolution of all of this. We're going to do some coding on this for you, so we can see where you are on this, and we can see that there has been some questions on this. Always have a look at the outcome. Always have a look at, if someone is instructing you to do something, what is the ultimate outcome of this? Where's the distraction? What has this distraction been going on at the moment? What distraction has been a few days before this was released? What was actually the distraction for the US citizens listening about the trillions of dollars that just sort of went missing? Just went missing. Just trillions went missing. And so instead of that being in the headlines, that is now under all of this coronavirus information. You can't even call it coronavirus, COVID-19. Why has it got a number on it? Why has it got a number on it? Because they're going to give you a new number, and that actually gives them a way of telling you that now there's going to be a COVID-20, there'll be a COVID-21, and so on. They're putting a number on it. Don't call it that. Don't buy into it. Understand what is happening. Get your truths around this. See your experiences, because you'll all be experiencing differently. Some of you will be literally in homes with other people. Some of you will be isolated singly. Some will have animals with you. Some will not. Some will be in places you love being in and think this is great for a little while, and others you will not. Some people have places to go, and other people, as we speak, are scrambling because national parks and camping grounds and so on are being closed, and people are reaching out going, has anyone got a home that people can actually stay in? So everyone is in a particularly different situation. So with this pillar, it is about, what are you experiencing? And with that, where do you believe the world is experiencing with this situation at the moment? Look at the hormonal balance. Look at the hormonal reaction. Look at those who are sitting upset and distressed, and see where that hormonal reaction is, and they'll understand that they're looking at a negative experience without any meaning. Those who are sitting there going, okay, I can actually get benefits of this. Where's the benefit of this? I can actually start spring cleaning my life, start spring cleaning my mind, start spring cleaning my career. There are so many of you now who are actually going to reassess your workspace. You are going to reassess who you go to work for. You're going to reassess even leaving that job and what you're going to do, because it is about, have the stability. Those with the stable jobs are now finding their gratitude, but they're actually going to realize that there is a lot of people who are not happy in those stable jobs, and so they're going to see, how do I do both? How do I have a stable job or a stable income and do the things that I love to do? This experience will help you see this, and this is what we're going to do a little bit of coding on. What is happening is, because these are new experiences, these experiences are leading you to your purpose. If you guys are just in jobs or roles or something that is just bringing in the money, and we're going to explain what this just is, but just bringing in the money, so vital at the moment, so vital. But if you've been in a situation where you're going to work, there is no more extension in training, there's no more mental health awareness, there's no more promotions, or you're just bored, or you don't like it, or you're bullied, or you don't like the team, might be a fantastic team, but you're not being expanded in the work, or could be the other round and way, and so on. But if you're just seeing that you're actually like a ferret on a wheel, and you're actually just going around and round and round and round with the process, what's going to happen with this experience? It's going to throw you off the wheel. It's going to throw you off, because this is all around, and this pillar 6 is all around purpose. So what's the purpose? Now, it doesn't mean that you have to leave a job, but you can actually reevaluate what your purpose is. If you reevaluate that you can actually do that job for 3 or 4 days a week, that you actually it's giving you the finances for your family or for retraining or whatever you'd like to do, and you can actually repurpose your mind that I understand why I'm going to that job, because the purpose is it's actually helping me with the time or the space or the finances to do something that I really love. That is a way to repurpose your understanding of that. But what we say to you is, you are all built with a brain that's got a left sphere and a right sphere. And we spoke about this in the pillar 3. Go back to that exercise, that connection, because it's the interconnection of these two elements of the brain that is so important when we're speaking about your job, your workplaces, your purpose. What's happening is the left side of the brain, which is the right side of the body, is the analytical, it's the intellectual. Now, this is where you've learned skills. You may have gone to university or TAFE or college. You've learned a certain skill, apprentices and so on. You've actually created this particular manual or intellectual skill set. This could be something that in the trade or any type of industry where you're actually you've really good at it and you're actually learned. The other side is the right side of the brain, which affects the left side of the body, and that is the instinct, and that's the intuition and the joy and so on. Now, this is where you'll naturally have your gifts and your joy with. It could be naturally gifted with cooking, or naturally gifted with gardening, or naturally gifted with speaking, naturally gifted with writing, whatever it might be. You're naturally gifted with healing, for all the practitioners on here, for healing or for guidance or for coaching, or you're naturally gifted with finances and numbers and so on. So you've got these two, you all have these two abilities within the brain that then interlink. But what's been happening in this world is you've been told to forget one of them and just use the intellectual side. And then what other people are then waking up to is they're waking up to the fact that they're loving the awakening, they're loving the connection, they're loving their joy of life, or their meditations, or their just their instinct, or learning more things. And then they're going, oh my gosh, I've just got to stop my job and then go over to the other side, and because this is what my life's all about. But then that creates this instability, because your job is where your finance has been to pay your bills. So when you're having a look, there's been this dramatic shift from everything has to be work to people are going, oh, I just want to just enjoy life now. But there's a balance between the two. And when you can get the balance, which is the pillar 4, when you can get your balance right between the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain within your workhouse and your purpose and your joy, that's when the integration is strong. That is when you will attract a job, or you will repurpose in a workplace you're already in, or you will have the courage to go and ask for retraining for wherever you are. And this is where you will actually use your analytical skills with your intuitive joy and gifts. And when you place the two of them together, you are on the one bridge, and you're on the one bridge to success, and it is flipping amazing. It is flipping amazing. So when you know this, and when you can connect into this, this is when you're in the sweet spot of life. So there's a real knack to it. There's an understanding, but it can be as simple as, what are your skill sets? Have you come out of the banking industry, or the hospitality industry, or the HR industry, or the supply chain industry? What industry have you come out of? And then what are you really good at? We've got so many people saying to us at the moment, I'm really, I'm an executive in this particular part of my life. I'm really quite senior, which is where I've come from. But I've got a real draw, a real passion to help people, or go into mental health work, or to go into personal development or professional development and so on. And so we say, brilliant. You understand this particular industry. You might understand the banking industry as an example, but you've got this passion. When you actually can overlay the two, that's when you've got the sweet spot of life, because people will hold your credibility about the industry you've come from, but universe will hold your hand as you link it to the passion about why you are here. So when you can have a look at that, that will take the confusion out of the workhouse. So let us know if this is making sense to you. This is all the pillar 5 that we did yesterday. This is all about the clarity, keeping it pure. Can you go to work and go, I love this, I love this job, and I love this team. And no job is ideal, or no job is perfectly, in place, 100% perfect. But can you wake up every morning and go, I can't wait to get to work? Because this is where the sweet spot of life is. And this is an opportunity through all of this chaos and mayhem. This is the opportunity for you guys who are consciously awake, awakening, lifting in your consciousness, to actually get the message and make the decisions with the physical, tangible support, but universal guidance guiding you every step of the way. We hope that makes sense, because that is for everybody listening who's got challenges around their workhouse. Coding. Now, this is all around what is required for you to literally have the strength and the faith to lift into the purpose of the journey that you are required to be in. So we're going to ask for a number from 1 to 9. What are you requiring to live the purpose that you are required to be in? Number 1 to 9. If you're new to this, you will see a number, you'll sense a number. You just write it down very quickly. The very first number. You don't bring your mind into it. You just literally write it down, pen down, or write it down on the phone. All right. This is what you require. This is what you are requiring. There is a sense of work. There is a sense of purpose. Now, this could be for business owners. This could be for practitioners. This could be for employees. This could be for government workers. This could be for mother or father stay-at-home parents. It doesn't matter what your day-to-day is about. This is what you are requiring at the moment. So you can appreciate the experience, and that will guide you into your purpose. It will help stabilize your emotions and then start lifting into its highest vibration, rather than that emotional roller coaster. Because this pillar can, if you don't have it in resilience, you will be in the washing machine, the roller coaster, the turbulence emotionally, and that hormonally will impact your body, and therefore your body will be impacting in the roller coaster of the hormones, the emotional side, if that makes sense. All right, so 1 to 9, write your numbers down. We'd like to see, and then we give you more description if required. So what you're requiring for you to connect into this is, now, as we say this, please listen to the numbers before it and after it. If you got number 5, you must listen to numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, because you have been tractioning through those in a what we're going to say is a negative state, but we're going to give you the remedy for to have got to that number. The numbers post that is what will happen to you if you don't remedy it. So it is not just about listen to one number. There are 9 numbers on here we're going to give you. Wherever your number is, it is just the part way in the message. Listen to the numbers before and after it. If you've got number 9, the numbers before it, 6, 7, 8, the numbers after it, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so everything is rotating. If you've got number 1, the numbers before it, 7, 8, 9, and so on. It is a constant journey. It's a constant circle. Again, this is what you're requiring more of to be able to lift you into your purpose, and for you to really experience all of what is happening out there in the world, out there in that globe, and to yourself in more of a meaningful way, that you can deliver this to have a reason why, to have purpose, to have a connection. Alrighty, let's go. for the pillar practitioners on here, the template used here is a template of pillars, and it's the soul component of the template. All right, so number one, what has happened here is you've actually you've moved yourself away from your absolute belief, and you've moved more into doubt. So the doubt has been creeping in, and you have not been able to connect into that stepping stone of experience because you keep doubting. The remedy is belief. Lift yourself up, pull your belief back into line, understand where it is going. Belief is the beginning part in pillar 1, taking you all the way through to pillar 8 of knowing, and then 9 is the resolution and the transition of the knowing. So the belief is the first part. Listen to the next messages following this. So if you received 1, you have moved more into doubt, get your belief back. If you receive number 2, this is the pillar 2, the soul component of this, and this is you've moved more into burden. It's become a burden. Everything is, what do I have to do about here? What do I have to do about my staff? Or what do I have to do about my clients? What do I have to do about my family? It's become a burden. Put some joy back into it. The remedy for you is joy. Have fun. There are so many people that we see posting such funny memes and videos and doing crazy things. And we know that you can't do joy 100% of the time, that it is going to be a challenge. But put more joy into this situation, because there is a lot of action and fun that you can bring back into the world, because the burden is going to be absolutely lifting the anxiety, and it's anxiety that we'd like you to stop with. If you received number 3, what's happened on number 3 is you've moved more into despair, and despair will actually trigger like a depression and a lower state. So this is more around lifting the confidence. Build your confidence back up. Get out of bed of a morning, have your shower as you normally would at the normal time, do your normal routine, your normal exercises, eat healthier. This is for all of you. Really, build your confidence about what is going on. You are not trapped, you are not stuck, you are in complete control, and you are in more control now of your own journey in your own time in your own life than you have ever been. So please lift your confidence, get yourself out of that despair. If you receive number 4 on this one, 4 is what you are requiring, and this is to pillar 4 is on the soul side, is to lift that weakness. You're feeling weaker, you're feeling that vulnerability, and that vulnerability needs to be able to step up into your resilience. Reach down and have a look at when you were vulnerable last time, or any time in your life where you actually fought through it and you became resilient because of it. So this is a time where your resilience can lift. This, of all issues, is going to be able to be resolved because your resilience can lift and skyrocket through here, through this pillar 4, because you are all incredibly amazing, higher conscious human beings that can lift your resilience, but you're feeling the vulnerability from it. The vulnerability will make you feel weak. It'll take your balance away. So get back into the resilience of what is going on. You are the master of your life. Have a look at it and see how your resilience is building. If you receive number 5 from this, number 5 is you've moved too much into confusion. You're trying to work things out, and your head is trying to get answers and work things out. When you've gone into that, just literally stop and go, what am I choosing? All of you, what am I choosing? What am I choosing? Allow the how to happen. Universe will come in and support you. The moment you get into the mud and the weeds about the how, that's when you muck it up. Until you are at better organizing and delivering and knowing and understanding than universe, than love, than higher consciousness, then leave it the hell alone. Choose the what, allow the how to happen. You keep thinking that you're one step ahead of the universe, or as we're seeing, obviously, from what's going on in the world, you're not. So choose the what, allow the how to happen. The clarity of choosing the what will allow the confusion to dissolve. You're in too much confusion. What are you in confusion about? Be honest about yourself. You're confused about the situation. You're really confused about what to do. just step back, be calm, and write down what it is that you would actually like. The what, allow to happen, that's for all of you, and this will give you the clarity. The how will process, because this is pillar 6, the pillar of experience. The stepping stones will lead you to the hows, and the hows will lead you to the what that you're choosing. If you don't have a what, the hows can't happen. If you're waiting for universe to show you miraculous guidance, guess what? It won't happen unless you've got a what. Because the universe is not going to actually demand you to do something because you've got free will. Your higher love, God, consciousness, light, love, has gifted you free will. It is the greatest gift you've ever been gifted, and it's the worst gift you've ever been gifted because you don't know what to do with it. So instead of going, I have a choosing and I can make a choice, you're going, well, I don't know what to do. I'm going to make a wrong choice. So I'm just going to not make a choice. I'm going to wait for universe to tell me. Oh, do you know what that means? You're going to be waiting a very damn long time because the universe is waiting for you to make the damn choice. Choose the what. And universe's job is to make it happen, right? And then if you choose the what and you think, oh, I'd like to change what I chose, fine, choose another what. But keep that process going. Don't sit there and think you're going to be a spiritual angel and wait for the guidance to come through. Guidance will show you the how after you've chosen the what. Clarity. If you receive number 6, 6 is what we're on right now. It is you've gone into the meaninglessness of life. That though that has no meaning, you keep not understanding that everything has a dynamic energy and meaning behind it. There is no isolation and disconnection of energy. You are one, you are interlinked. It is a web of energy. You are these vibrational beings. You cannot be not be affected by something that's happened over the other side of the world, the butterfly effect. You literally are being affected. And if you think you're not, you're hibernating, because what is happening is there is meaning behind meaning behind meaning, and the flow-on effect is there, and it's strong and it's vibrant. So why not stand up and being part of the solution, not hide from the problem? Everything has a meaning. So when you are sitting there and you're feeling like that everything is meaningless, this is pointless, this coronavirus, like what a waste of time. Let's just fast forward 2020. So many people are putting out in social media, let's just fast forward 2020 and get for 6 months time, we'll get to next year. Well, you're missing the point. This is one of the greatest wake-up calls and gifts. There is a purpose behind it. There is a reason behind it. Get excited about exploring it and finding it. If you received a 7, 7 is the negativity has taken hold. Either the people being negative around you, those loved ones around you, the media or the news, it is taken hold. Lift back up into the pillar of positivity, because the negativity is slamming you face first into the mud and you're buying into the negativity. So to be able to see where your work is, where your positivity is, lift yourself back up into that pillar of positivity. Dust yourself off, wash off all the mud, stay in the resilience of the pillar, hold yourself firm, and understand that you can step forward in positivity rather than laying face down in the mud with negativity. What are you choosing? Which one sounds better? We know what your soul is choosing. Your soul is actually choosing for you to walk out of this positively, not be left behind in the mud. What is it that you can be positive about, that you can actually take your life and your direction, your community and your world forward? It's in the grasp of your hands. This one's linked to finance. This one's linked to body release. This one's linked to higher value, and so on. When you're negative, you've dropped your bank account of your self-value. When you're in your positive, you have lifted the bank account of your personal value. And do you know what? You are all universe. You are all love. You are all consciousness. You are all connection. So it's an insult when you drop your personal value, because you're dropping the value of universal consciousness into an average or a medium. That is not correct. You are a high vibration consciousness. Live it. Start acting like it and start getting on with life. If you received number 8 on here, 8 is you feel like you've lost control. You feel like you're in the illusion of losing control. But this is all about the fact that we started off with the pillar 1 here of doubt moving into belief. If you follow what we just said with all of these, and we will go through it, you will end up at 8 at the knowing. Belief is just, we're trying to believe. We'll hold our belief. We have belief in this situation. But by the time you go through pillars 1 and now we've got to 8, 8 is the knowing. You don't need belief when you have knowing. It is taking that up to this highest vibration. It is an instinct. Belief comes from the higher consciousness side. The knowing comes from the unconsciousness. It is there. It is a knowing. It is just an absolute acceptance because you have tapped into your present. You are tapping into your future. So when you are sitting in that, that feeling like you are absolutely void of your knowing, you feel like you're not connecting into that, you just feel like you're not getting that information, you feel like you've lost control of that you have plummeted away from that pillar. We ask you to stand up with your absolute truth and take that forward into your knowing, because this is where you are with your work and your purpose. You have a knowing and you have that connection. If you receive number 9 on this one, then know that all of those pillars 1 through to 8 are the universal stepping stones that we've just taken you through. But 9 is the culmination to join you back onto pillar 1, to be able to take you into that highest vibration of self. So when you're looking at what am I doing next with work? Where is my purpose? What is going on? 9 is to say that you have to accept that there's a conclusion in something. You have to understand that it's not all a waste. You have to understand that there is a progression forward. You're not just to stay back into something that's of a lower consciousness or a lower value or a lower self-esteem of what is going on. That you're not just there, you're martyring yourself to stay in a situation that doesn't serve you anymore. 9 is, remember, we have to have conclusions for us to be able to step forward. And it doesn't mean quit your job. It doesn't mean you leave the country. Not that you can at the moment. It doesn't mean, literally, change things instantly. It can be the conclusion of an attitude. Can be the conclusion of accepting bullying. It can be the conclusion of stepping back and not stepping forward and almost demanding that training or demanding that new support with work or so on. It can be the ending of your attitude, because most of the time all of this is not the external world doing it to you. Generally it's you. So it can be a conclusion of something that is just not serving you any longer, and that 9 then leads you back into pillar 1. So I'm going to go through and just take you on a little spin around that, so you actually understand what that was about, and so you see how that actually all connects in. And if you've got any questions, let us know. So when you can actually hold your belief, you'll hold the joy of life, which will then take you into your confidence, which will through resilience build your balance, which gives you clarity and then purpose. The purpose will allow for the positivity that will give you the sense of knowing of how you can conclude so you can start again. All right, we hope you understood those messages. We'll see if there's any questions that have come up whilst we were doing that. What is the real reason that are we being forced to socially isolate? There were a number, 2 or 3 sessions back, we were explaining this in a little bit more detail. What we're saying to any explanation, there's always the 3 reasons for any explanation. There's the mind explanation, the body explanation, and the soul explanation about what is going on. The coronavirus is absolutely the mind. It's controlling the mind, and it's the fear. It's putting everybody into fear, and so their control. And so the isolation will stop the virus, and being sensible about this will actually go into the virus. So that is one component of it. So this is an artificial situation that has been implanted, so it will actually create the fear that put people into isolation. There is a body of what this is going on, the real reason. Now this is going to be released and exposed and be made very, very, very clear in the next few months. And we mean 3 to 4 months. There's diversion. There is diversion tactics about what has been happening. When you come out the other side of this, it's like the blinkers are going to be coming off, because the body of the work is that there is this revolution, and there is this fight from this light to darkness, and the light is taking hold, and the light is moving forward. And that we know this doesn't make much sense to you at the moment, but it will make an awful lot of sense in about 3 months time. And so there is going to be a changing of the guard. So there needed to be a fear put in place for everybody to retract and to get back into their being told what to do. There is going to be a changing of the guard. But then there's a sole reason for this, that Mother Earth has had enough, that is this time for this consciousness, that there's this time for this shift, that this revolution is moving on as well, that individuals have the right to be able to step up and see. For the very first time in isolation, you are actually going to have time to have a look internally, time to actually connect into internally. There'll be a mind reason, a body reason, and a soul reason for this, and you'll see all of these playing out in the positive, and all of these playing out in the negative. So in the positive, it is all around that this mind is actually having an understanding about what is going on. It is literally asking people to step back and start controlling their own mind. Having with so much fear going on, those who can maintain their calmness, their control, and their confidence will actually be a step ahead of everyone, because they'll be in their situation where they'll be able to have time to control their mind. The body of the work is that there is progression, there is movement happening with the dynamics of leadership and betrayal and so on in the world. And so all this is actually going to be revealing what is happening, and this is in all sorts of areas. But follow the money with this. And then the soul component is that there is time, and that there is the ability to actually lift that vibrational consciousness. And there's the opposite to all of that the fear will control the masses. The body of the work will be to actually get a stronger masculine negative energy leadership, and the soul component will actually be that there will be absolutely more impurities put in the world to actually control the what is actually happening with the revolution. So you'll see this in the light. It is coming through in the light. Stay high vibrationally. Understanding the social isolation is in your conscious state is absolutely for your benefit, and you'll see at the other end of it the gratitude that will come from it. Any other questions? 9, definitely in conclusion phase, just have to work out how to start again, quite literally true. So as we said, this is the intellectual and the intuitive. This is what your skill sets are telling you you're good at. Please don't throw these skill sets away, and then have a look at what you're passionate about, and when you align the two, that is magic. All right, we feel like we've been on for a long time, so we better let everybody go. We hope you enjoyed the session. If there's any clarification on any of this, please let us know. Again, if anyone is struggling, reach out. Know that we're going to have more information coming down the line. We've got the online practitioner training coming down the line, more information on that. We're going to have lots of support. We are literally here to help as many people as possible hold that frequency and hold that vibration as high as you can, because you will then be the light leaders of your community, and this is vital. So please share, please invite people to the channel, to consciousness. Please just really absorb the message. Understand with every coding, there is healing. Is a vibrational healing that you're receiving. So connect into this. This is a universal gift. This is the latest, highest frequency consciousness that for some reason you have tapped into. Someone has invited you to listen to, and you are resonating with this. This is an incredible gift from universe. This is the thing that can help us shift and lift and be a part of this new incredible world that's coming down the line. So hold the truth. It's all about truth. Seek the truth. Have an understanding of your message. And we thank you very much for connecting in. and we will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.